What's up, gunpla modelers? This is Strider Prime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Customs, and today I am going to build this kit. The 1/100 scale Master Grade MS-07B3 Gouf Custom from the Mobile Suit Gundam 8th MS-Teen animated series. My final build for the Summer of Goufy, and my second build of a Master Grade in my entire life. When I first discovered Master Grades, I built the Zaku 2 J-type from the 0083 Stardust Memories, but when I got to the second one, I was like, whoa, this was cool to see something like this, and remembering it from the anime. And then that's when I started to appreciate the Gouf Custom. Even though, yes, the Gouf was out, the Master Grade Gouf was out there at the time, Gouf Custom is pretty much, hands down, one of the best looking Gouf and best looking Zeon kits out there. Other people will argue that they have their own favorites, but you can't deny this guy. No, you cannot. I have to admit that getting this was something of something that like a mission to find this again, because I built this. This was way before YouTube, before I got into it, and I was, building and have it there, posing it or whatever, but I didn't think about painting it. I didn't think about detailing it or whatever. And then I remembered, I sold it. I sold it with a lot of other kits. Don't know why I did it at the time, but I did it anyway, and I regretted it for a long time. There was a lot of kits that I purchased back in the day that I built and I sold, and then there were those I didn't build and sold it. And luckily I repurchased it and built it, like actually the Kempfer. And I was able to get that done. And I also have the Death Scythe Hell, which I sold. Don't know why I did it, but luckily I was able to get my hands on it again if I ever decide to build that kit again. But Gouf Custom, hands down, one of my favorite Goufs out there. I'm being goofy here right now. And I have to admit that even though many people say that this is an old kit that should be revisited, should be revived, like a 2.0, kind of like what they did with the Gouf 2.0. You know what? This mold still sells. I mean, how much badass are you going to get out of this? I saw this Gouf kit at MosquitoCon this year, and I saw how well that it was painted and detailed. And I said, you know what? Unless you get resin parts, unless you want to take your time and really gut up this kit and put some, custom-made designs, unless you think that maybe Bandai should make the Requiem of Vengeance version of the Gouf Custom, or the Thunderbolts version of the Gouf Custom, this mold is good. It's really good. Granted, when I was reviewing this kit online, because I don't remember my build of the Gouf Custom, this kit came out in 2001. I know I must have built it maybe 2000, maybe that same year, maybe the year after that, because I didn't start getting into model building on my channel until after 2000, I believe 2007. So I had a couple of years of me building kits, and then I just sold them or got rid of them. But yeah, I was reviewing the manual. I saw what it was like, and I said, oh wow, this is what it was at the time. And granted, you know, maybe yeah, with me building the 2.0. The 2.0 one is basically the Zaku 2.0 frame. Just certain areas around the chest, around the shoulders, and the waist area. But it had the same feel as a regular Zaku 2. So if Bandai would like to make a 2.0 Gouf Custom, they better be putting more detail on that armor, similar to that of the Requiem of Vengeance version and the Thunderbolts. Because I was watching I went online to look at the Requiem of Vengeance. No, sorry, the Thunderbolt version, and looking at the anime scene from Bandit Flower, and it's pretty much various changes that you have to make on that kit. However, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on this guy. I am going to really enjoy building this and painting this. This will be, like I said, this is my closer for this summer. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with this kit. The only thing I'm going to say is that this one has parts forming hands, something that you don't normally see on a kit like this. Even, you know, the 2.0 version has the manipulator hands, but this one has parts forming hands, which is actually really good to have parts forming hands to hold up or do the poses, whether it's an open or grip or whatever. This cost me $35, by the way. $35. And that is a good price. Very good price. I honestly do not know if Gundam Planet has it. I should check. Give me a minute here. So Gundam Planet only has decals for the high grade version of the Gouf Custom. They don't have any kits based off the 083 line. They do have Robot Spirit kits, but not Gouf Custom version of it. But that's okay. And I am definitely want to decal this guy. Don't know if I should get custom decals from a different area or just use what I got. Let me adjust the camera a bit. Oh, and that is a beautiful artwork, right? Picture, not artwork, but yeah, it is a work of art. It is a work of art to see something like this. Now, we have the darker version blue of this, which is kind of very turquoise color tone. Yeah, the shield, of course. You have the inner frame parts of the legs, and that could be the thigh armor right there. Here are the colored tones for the spikes. Now, I guess this is the one thing that many people are going to probably say, oh, you're going to have fun with this. Unlike the 2.0 Gouf, this one is 2 parts of the spikes. Yeah, that's going to take a lot of work with the seam lines. Here is the part for the leg, which goes around pretty well. That's actually really good. The connection here. That's part of the arm, I guess. Yeah, a lot of this was blocked. There's a pilot, of course. The feet, and unfortunately, this is all one foot. It's not the 2 feet where you can bend, like, you know, open. Technically, I'm not sad about that, because this foot will have a better surface coverage to support itself on the ground, so I'm okay with that. And there's the connectors here for the knees. I don't know, there's the chest plate. Can't tell what these are. Okay, so we have the umbilicals right here. The piping. Here's the polycaps. There's the V-fin right there, and there's screws. Lots and lots of screws. So we have the pipings, the actual tubing for the pipes to put through, for both the body and the head. There's the part for the ammo belt, the hands, the inner frame parts, the backpack, right there, chest plate, waist unit, part of the head, more connectors and joints, I see, foot, shoulder, face, and the snout and the head right there, pilot, connecting for the hand, for the cuffs, forearm right there, arms and thigh armor right there, clear parts, the metal wire for the wire thing, and then you have the weaponry. You have the sword, the barrels right there. Wow, oh wow, that's right. Unlike a standard Gatling gun part can be maybe 2 parts, maybe 4 parts, you have all 6 barrels, the long ones and the short ones. And then the connectings right there. Yeah, you really are building a Gatling gun here. Oh yeah. You know what? I don't actually remember. I know that the Gatling guns on the heavy arms were maybe very simple to build. Was it multiple barrels? I don't even remember. I honestly do not even remember. I think I had to paint those all in one shot, right? Oh, that's right. These were 2 of each. I'm using this as a... Okay, I think I remember there were individual barrels for the heavy arms, because I had a bigger Gatling gun. This one was smaller Gatling guns, but many, yet you had to build... It was 2 barrels each. This one, on the other hand, you're assembling each and every one of these. That's an interesting challenge right there for this. Wow. I honestly do not remember how I built that kit, but I built it and I enjoyed it, and I'm going to build it and enjoy it again. Here's the manual, of course. And here's what the kit looks like behind it. Let me put all these things back and we'll review the manual. Give me a minute here. Alright, the manual. Brief description of the Gouf Custom. Here appears all the parts for the kit. However, I am seeing a plate that is not going to be used. 2 plates here. So I got 1, 2, 3. Any other X's here other than the polycaps, extra tubing. I'll figure it out later on. Oh, interesting. I don't remember this. Oh, they've numbered it. Okay. Yeah, this one, that's definitely going to be an issue. I honestly do not remember. I think that's probably the reason why many people say that, yeah, this kit needs to be 2.0. With the, getting that seam line, cleaning that up is going to be a chore. It is basic construction work, nothing advanced. You don't have to deal with manipulator fingers. I actually am very pleased with the fact that it has parts forming hands and not manipulator hands. Even though the hands were bigger, it could have been benefit from that, from the 2.0 hands. I love the detail of the of the line art, not line art, but more like mechanical drawings. This really looks really nice. I do like it. It's an art, and it's an art form on itself. Assembly of the leg parts here, and look, the leg is very actually simple and easy. It's not like multiple layers like the 2.0. And again, same simple construction. Okay, like this one. In the 2.0, this part had to be connected to this part, these two parts here, but these two parts had the back skirt flap thing under the leg. But this one is like all in one, molded and all in one piece, which was very unique. So like this one's really nice with the assembly of how the machine gun looks. And funny thing, I was reading about the machine gun. The 5-fingered machine gun on the Gouf was rated at 75 millimeters. These are 75 millimeters, except now you have an extra barrel and in a rotary format. Simple. And these are 35 millimeters. Norris Packard. Of course, here's the color guide to use on this kit. Oh yeah. Now we continue with the assembly of the leg and the foot. Understandable, it is an older kit. That foot could have benefited from like the same foot that I just built recently. I'm surprised. I wonder if anybody has actually taken the 2.0 and made a version of the Gouf Custom using the 2.0. Color-wise, maybe it's not a big deal. All I have to do is remove the shield. But obviously not. Then you have the assembly of the head, the actual piping, putting into the tube, the body, the backpack, the thrusters, the waist unit. Very, oh yeah, that's right. Unlike the 2.0, this one has that peg that actually connects to the leg, so it's not a peg going directly into the waist unit. You have its peg sticking out, so you do run the risk of this popping and breaking off due to stress. So if I'm going to paint this, I'm going to have to cover that up and make sure that it doesn't cause stress on the leg. Don't know if it will be too loose or whatever, but that can change. The piping for the body connecting from the waist, front waist skirt armor all the way to the back of the backpack. The wiring for the wire, the sword, the 35mm gun, the shield, and then the gat. The good old gat. And then assembly, how it looks. Yeah, and then of course the placement of the stickers, or actually this is rub transfer. This is not just, I think it has stickers, but this is rub transfer, yeah. And this is how it looks from behind. Yeah, this is, oh, this is going to be quite enjoyable. Now, I gotta find out if I have enough paint. Hold on one second, I gotta check here.